we are going to complete the prose before the match by R.K. Narayan. Before we start, let's recall what we have learned in the previous session. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You have to answer it, okay? Your first question is, who is the writer of the prose before the match? Yes, the prose before the match is written by R.K. Narayan. Your second question is, who was the tate of the team? The answer is, Swaminathan was the tate of the team. Your third question is, what is the meaning of the word fortnight? Fortnight means 2 weeks. Very good, students. Dear students, let's recall the first half story of Before the Match. Here there are 3 boys, Rajam, Mani, Swaminathan. The cricket match will be after 15 days between 2 teams, MCC and YMU. You can see Rajam here. He is so tensed. He lost all peace of mind. The reason is Swaminathan, because Swaminathan did not seem to care for practice. In this picture you can see how Rajam is trying to convince Swaminathan to come for practice every day in the evening. Just 7 days before the match, Swaminathan realized that they couldn't win the match without practice. As soon as the evening bell rang, he lined up with the rest of the students in the drill ground, but he did not remove his coat and cap. The drill master was surprised to see him. When he questioned him, how did Swaminathan reply? Yes, Swaminathan said that he was in a terrible state of health. He was delirious the previous night. The drill master did not believe him. He let him off angrily. Dear students, now please look at your textbook. I am going to read the paragraphs. Please listen carefully. Everybody at the field was happy to see him so early. Rajam jumped with joy. The next morning, he formed a plan to be free all the evenings of the week. It was 7:30 in the morning and he had still 2.5 hours before him for the school. Swaminathan quietly slipped out of the house. He stood before a shop in front of which hung the board Dr. T. Keshavan, LMNS Sri Krishna Dispensary. Swaminathan found that the doctor was alone and free and entered the shop. Hello Swaminathan, what's the matter? Doctor, I have got to have a doctor's certificate immediately. What is the matter with you? I will tell you the truth, doctor. I have to play a match next week against the Young Men's Union and I must have some practice, and yet every evening there is drill class scouting some dirty period or other. So what did you understand here? Swaminathan lied to the drill master and finally came for match practice. Everybody at the field was happy to see him so early. What about Rajam? He jumped with joy. The next morning at 7:30, Swaminathan went to a doctor's shop. What is the name of the doctor? Yes, Dr. T. Keshavan. Here there is a conversation between Swaminathan and the doctor. Swaminathan told the truth about the match between MCC and YMU to the doctor, and also he asked to give him a false doctor's certificate so that he could show that certificate to his headmaster and request him to let him off after 4:30. Students, what do you think of Swaminathan? Could he ask a false doctor's certificate to the doctor? No. What Swaminathan did was actually wrong. Students, now please look at the meanings of new words. Contrary to the custom means different from what usually happens every day. Muttering means saying something in a quiet voice that is difficult to hear. Became disparate means tried something when everything else had failed. Pursued means followed or chased someone. Oath is a word or phrase that is used to express anger, surprise, shock, etc. Dispensary is a clinic or a room where medicines are prepared and provided. Students, now please look at next paragraphs. If you could give me a certificate asking them to let me off at 4:30, it would help the MCC to win the match. Well, I could do it. But is there anything wrong with you? Swaminathan took half a second to find an answer. Certainly, I am beginning to feel of late that I have delirium. Boy, did you say delirium? What exactly do you mean by delirium? I can't say exactly, but isn't it some kind of stomachache? The doctor laughed till a great fit of coughing threatened to choke him. After that, he looked Swaminathan under the eye, examined his tongue, tapped his chest, and declared him to be in the pink of health, and told him he would do well to stick to his drill if he wanted to get rid of delirium. Swaminathan again explained to him how important it was for him to have his evenings free. But the doctor said, "It is all very well, but I should be prosecuted if I gave you any such certificate." "Who is going to find it out, doctor? Do you want our MCC to lose the match?" "I wish you all success. Don't worry, I can't give you a certificate. But I shall talk to your headmaster about you and request him to let you off after 4:30. "That will do. You're very kind to me, doctor." Here, Swaminathan did not know what delirium is. He thought it is some kind of stomachache. Students, what is delirious? It is a state of excitement when you cannot think or speak clearly, usually caused by a fever. Here, Swaminathan is trying to convince the doctor to give him a false doctor's certificate stating that he was delirious. But doctor refused to give him a false certificate because it is against his professional ethics. Instead, he promised him to talk to his headmaster about him and request him to let him off after 4:30. So students, this is about the story of before the match. Please look at the meanings of difficult words. Of late means in recent times. Chalk means make it difficult for someone to speak because they do not have enough air. Examine means looked at someone, something closely to see if there was anything wrong. In the pink of health means be in very good health. To get rid of is to free yourself of something that is annoying or causing a problem. Prosecuted means charged with the crime in a court of law. Dear students, I hope you all have understood this story. Now I am going to ask you few questions. You have to answer it. Your first question is, what did Swami request the doctor to give? Yes, Swami requested the doctor to give him a certificate stating that he had delirium. Your second question is, why could Swami not attend the practice in the evenings? Yes, Swami could not attend the practice in the evenings because he had to stay back for drill practice. Your third question is, what is the meaning of the word muttering? Muttering means saying something in a quiet voice that is difficult to hear. Very good, students. Students, I am going to end up this session.